Hello there, Virgo. Welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. My name is Ariel, and I will be doing your Aquarius full moon reading for the August 15th full moon that we're having this month. Each month we have a full moon, and it's always in a different sign, so this month the sign is Aquarius. I'm going to be looking over some of your general chart information and also pulling some oracle cards and tarot to get a good read on what kind of energy and what kind of stuff you can expect to come up around this full moon cycle. Full moons always are a culmination of, work that's been going on in progress, and it's often an emotional time. People always feel more emotional or more sensitive during a full moon because it really does bring those emotions and those feelings deeply to the surface. So Virgo, this month is a very sensitive one for you. The sun sign of Leo, along with 3 other signs in Leo, planets in Leo, that would be Mercury, Mars, and Venus, all in the Leo sign. They're all been moving through your 12th house over, this past month, and so this has been really heightening your sensitivity. That 12th house is Pisces, and so it's spiritual. It's the realm of dreams, intuition, mysticism, and magic. And for most Virgos, that's kind of like, they're not so much interested in that always, because you guys are earth signs, and you're more practical, and you're more rooted and grounded and down to earth, and you'd rather deal with what you can actually see and feel. And so when you get into that kind of misty realm of Pisces, it can be a little bit confusing to navigate. And I would also say that it can bring up those deep, sensitive inner emotions that you don't always have to deal with. So again, Virgo, we're almost out of that energy. In the next week or so, we'll be moving into lots of your energy. A lot of planets are now moving into Virgo. But really, for this next week or so, be very gentle with yourself. If you need to stay home, if you need to cry something out, if you need to talk to a friend and get out your feelings or emotions, absolutely do it. And just surround yourself with people that are not harsh or rough with you, because right now you're in the phase of your year where it's almost like the end of the year. You're kind of processing everything that's happened since last August, and so you do need that time and space to cleanse, to heal, to purge, and revitalize, because once it all goes into your sign coming up, the energy comes way up and you feel much more extroverted and much more like, okay, now I'm ready to go out. But right now, that's not where you are. So just chill with it. Just hang with it. The Aquarius full moon on that opposite end of Leo will be hitting your Virgo house, which I find is very interesting, because that Aquarian full moon to me always brings up a lot of humanitarian issues, universal consciousness, universal freedom, liberation, all those elements. So those will be very high on everybody's mind, but for you, it takes on an extra meaning because it's hitting your personal house. So you actually, I always find that there's a real connection between Virgo and Aquarius, even though in a lot of ways they're very different, because Aquarius can be kind of chaotic and kind of crazy, and it has that wild genius energy. And Virgo is a lot more practical, usually likes to bring organization out of chaos instead of creating it. But the two things that Virgo and Aquarius always have in common is they are very caring for the world at large. They want to help heal, serve the world in some way to change it for the better. And so I would say that powerfully, Virgo, you will have that feeling that's like, I've got to organize something, I've got to get into part of either a charity or a group or a movement of some kind that elevates the consciousness of the world, that provides maybe even hands-on humanitarian care or health or aid or nutrition or something around your areas, because those are all things that Virgo is very concerned with, is feeding people, healing people, and serving humanity in some truly meaningful way. And with that Aquarian energy coming in, it will give you opportunities to do that on a large scale. So a very beautiful combination, if you ask me. Alright, so I just want to make sure that as we go into the card reading, you realize this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with every single Virgo on the planet. If the messages coming through resonate with you, then wonderful, those are for you. If they do not resonate with you, then kick them to the side. They're for a different Virgo, so no worries. This is also going to address Virgo's Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs, and all Virgo cross-watchers are welcome as well to hang out with us. So I'm going to start out by pulling one card from a Major Arcana tarot deck and start to get a read on what is, going on with you even deeper around this full moon. Dear guides, dear angels, dear guardians, helpers, and healers, I ask for your guidance and your influence now as we work with the sign of Virgo for Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. Please protect all involved as we look to get some intuition and clear guidance for them around the full moon of August. Thank you. Oh, wow. So Virgo, you pulled the Empress. So this is a very creative, very abundant, very fertile time for you. And using your creative energy or your spiritual intuition and guidance to create, something manifest in the world is very, very on point. So I would say that this is a extremely positive card. She's one of my favorite of the tarot for sure. She also has a little bit of that Venus kind of Taurean feeling, so this could also be a time where you say, I need to plant something, I need to start something, even if I haven't started it yet. This is time for me to do some real grounding and actually maybe begin just the start of a project or some kind of organization or group that helps the world in some way. So I'm going to pull from the Druid Animal Oracle and see which card comes up as well around the energy of this full moon for you. Okay, wow, so the horse came out, and the horse goddess is a very, very big symbol in the ancient Celtic and Druidic traditions. Makes me think of Epona. And so, there's actually a chalk carving, if you look it up online, carved into a hill, and I believe it's in Ireland. I think it's in Ireland. I don't think it's in England, but it could be either one. Just correct me if I'm wrong. But it's a very big part of the old, Celtic traditions. And so anyway, the horse is all about movement. It's all about following that intuition and letting things guide you in a very quick, rapid pace. There could be an element of traveling in this involved, but I think that it definitely brings up that goddess energy. So there's definitely, again, that creative spirit, where it's like you've got to create something new and fresh. But with the horse, you definitely can't just sit still on it, Virgo. It's really telling you that you've got to get up and go. You got to get up and move and make it happen. So I'm going to pull a few cards from the Moonology Oracle and see what comes up for you here. Oh, wow, I love this. So be bold and make the first move. This is a cardinal moon energy, so this is actually telling you to sort of channel the spirit of like all those cardinal signs like Libra, Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn. So this is really working well for you. It's like it's telling you yet again, just like the horse, you have to be bold, you have to make the first move. And here right in the middle, you bring in that full moon Virgo card telling you you are good enough. And that is one of the things I know that Virgo struggles with one of the most, which always makes me a little bit sad because they don't always realize how awesome they are and how great they really are, because y'all are very modest. You don't tend to self-aggrandize or play into the ego traps. So, unless you have like some good Aries or some Leo in there that's really pushing that, just remember that you are good enough. If you're doubting yourself on taking action or making a big move, don't do it. Don't do it, Virgo. You've got to listen and realize, yes, you do have the knowledge. You do have the power. It's fine to make that bold move. And then the new moon in Sagittarius, luck is on your side. So you're not going into this blind. You do have that power to make those bold moves. And with the luck of Sagittarius and Jupiter, that's telling you that, you know, it'll open up. It'll be positive. It'll be abundant. It'll be optimistic. Jupiter is very, very open. It has that huge lucky energy on its side. So it really is great for prosperity. And if you're wanting to start any sort of project or do any sort of work that impacts the world on a large scale, that's a great card to pull for that. I'm going to pull a few tarot cards, and we'll see what comes up there for you. So you've got some big decisions, Virgo. I think that you've been through quite a bit. You know, you've fought some hard battles. This is especially this past month has been very sensitive and very vulnerable for you, and you don't really like it. It's like it's made you feel like I gotta really be on guard. So, you know, hopefully you can let that guard down, and just make sure to surround yourself with a more gentle environment, more gentle people. You are the most sensitive earth sign. Absolutely. I always remind Virgos of that. Coming in is there's that happy home. There's that 1111 symbology to me, always in that Four of Wands card. So to me, the potential for that peace and that stability is absolutely there. But you're going to have to make some decisions to get towards it, because there's that balance, that Two of Swords, the intellectual decisions that you've got to make. And sometimes you've got to pick your battles, and you've got to realize which is a battle worth fighting, which is one that just is kind of like, it's not really real. It's not really something that I need to invest my time in, because this card, it doesn't, you know, he looks like he's fighting something, but there's nobody actually holding these sticks. It could just be in the ground. So it's like, make sure that you're fighting something that, you know, you can actually win and is actually a real fight at all. And so this could take a little patience. There's definitely that sort of like being okay with kind of being in that in-between times. It's like I haven't completed the last old cycle and I haven't completely started the new. So be very patient with yourself, Virgo, as you go through this, because there is a lot of enlightenment around this sort of like being okay with waiting. It's like, you can recognize I'm not quite where I want to be yet, but I am going to get there. I am in the process. And then, you know, the last card comes out as the Emperor. So you are definitely taking that fiery charge of what it is that you really want out of your life. So this is a very positive, very active kind of reading. It's very direct. I'm going to pull a few cards from the Whispers of Love, because we are dealing with a lot of heart energy because of all the Leo energy that we have right now. All those planets in Leo are really bringing up the heart and elements and things around the heart chakra, emotions. Okay, Virgo, so love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. So remember to love yourself first. Always remember to give yourself that love, because that will make the difference into the way that you move forward. Relationship patterns comes up, so this is all about recognizing anything in a past relationship that hasn't worked or isn't working, anything that needs to be tweaked to make it better, or sometimes to let go, or also to heal from something that has hurt you from the past. So those are very important. Be willing to also express love, so giving and receiving, being very open about that. That Leo and Aquarius energy is all about love given, love received. So make sure that you're giving and getting in equal measure, Leo. Sorry, Leo. You might have a Leo in your life. I slipped up and called you Leo there for a minute. So, you know, if there is a Leo in your life, you know, that's something to take into consideration there, Virgo. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I love doing your reading. Please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Give it that dragon claw up, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.